Podcast bro Chris Williamson says that men are not intimidated by highly educated women. This claim based on a recent study that examined the effect of education on dating success on Tinder. You may remember that Chris Williamson is the same guy who pushes a study that was commissioned by Guinness that is actually a beer ad where they recommend that friends should get together twice a week to drink as a solution to male loneliness. Which means that this is a claim that we must investigate. This is the study, Education Level and Mating Success Undercover on Tinder. And the short and dirty version of what they did was run a bunch of nearly identical fictitious profiles in cities in the Netherlands. The only differences between those profiles being the level of education that was listed. And this is where we encounter our first problem. Because our low end is effectively a 3-year degree or an associate's degree from the equivalent of a career college. Our high end is a master's with a professional designation. If you had surmised from this claim that they were comparing women with high school diplomas to women with doctorates, you would be wrong. These educational outcomes are different. They are significantly different, yes, but not to the degree that I would have expected for the conclusion that they reach. And there's also the curious fact that all of these are economics and business degrees. Fields that are male-coded and conservative-coded. Fields where women are in the minority. And so I have to wonder if the men are responding to the level of education or the field of specialization. And to their credits, the authors recognize this limitation, as well as the next limitation, which I find much more limiting. Because this is strictly a study of swipes. And given that the men in the study were likely to swipe right almost 2/3 of the time, I'm not sure that we can convincingly claim that they were being all that discerning. How many of them actually noticed the level of educational attainment in those profiles? While it is, in theory, possible that men are not intimidated by highly educated women, I'm going to suggest that that is impossible to know from this study. Because in order to make that claim, they would have to have actually gone on dates. They would have to have conversations. Let's see what sorts of comments were left on Chris Williamson's post. We're not intimidated by career women, but they're often masculine, self-centered, and disagreeable. Check if people have preferences against highly combative and rude people. When it has overinflated their ego, then it's a detriment or downside. I'd prefer an interesting checkout chick over a current liberal arts PhD. It's not the education or too much awareness, but ego and attitude that comes with it. The idea that men find educated women scary is simply a cope by women with too high standards. Rude and obnoxious is the byproduct of highly educated women. So yeah, maybe these men aren't intimidated by highly educated women. Maybe they just hate them.